Welcome to the DoubleACS Daily News. The Attleboro Arts Museum has opened up a new week-long gallery exhibit entitled Honoring. The work featured in the exhibit has been inspired by this year's NEA Big Read book, An American Sunrise by Joy Harjo. We spoke with museum director and chief curator Mim Fawcett to learn more.
We're in our Attleboro gallery right now, and I'm standing in the middle of the exhibition entitled Honoring. Honoring is the museum's response to this year's NEA Big Read Attleboro book selection, which happens to be a book of poetry from the U.S. Poet Laureate Joy Harjo, and her book is entitled An American Sunrise. If you go to page 68 in the book, you will see a poem, a wonderful poem entitled Honoring. I read through the entire book. I was moved by all of the expressions that Harjo poured into the book. Honoring stood out because it really paid tribute to things that individuals take for granted. Harjo goes into very profound but brief statements about how we need to honor the clothing that we wear, the food that we eat, the farmers that grow the food, and to just have us pause and recognize that there's so much that keeps us going, that keeps us as a society moving ahead that we don't necessarily focus on. That resonated with me not only because of the message that Harjo was getting across, but because of essential workers in the pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic. And I thought that it was wildly relevant that this poem talked about how we need to take a step back and really be grateful to the doctors, the nurses, the grocery workers, the Amazon delivery folks, the custodians. It's really a growing list. And we're not through the pandemic yet. And so there were times where our appreciation peaked, but we still do need to make sure that we are honoring those who are keeping us moving ahead. And that's what this exhibition does. I have 19 artists who have submitted over 30 pieces, and they go into a statement which accompanies their piece that talks about why they created what they created. It could have been a direct response to Harjo's poem, or it could have been their approach to honoring a group or a profession that is considered an essential part of what kept us going during the pandemic. And you will see COVID classrooms, you'll see virtual classrooms. There's one piece by an artist, Martha Heller of Newton, and she goes into a math class year 2020 to 2021, and it's arranged in a Zoom format. This is a class that she created using the pages from a math book, and she sewed on top. It's thread that she used to identify the students in this math class. A lot of the artists are also doctors or have worked in grocery stores or are mail carriers. So I purposefully invited artists that I thought would be directly connected to this situation and others that are tangentially connected because they had loved ones who served as an essential worker. The museum is so pleased to have this exhibition here for so many reasons. The Big Read is an important part of Attleboro each year, but the show is only up for 1 week. It closes on September 25th. You can find out more about Honoring on our website, www.attleboroartsmuseum.org. And if you are interested, you can call the museum to get information as well, 508-222-2644.